Welcome to your 40s. What a fabulous time to be in your life. You are in control, you've got wealth, you are deeper into your career, and you are just getting started. Doesn't it feel that way? Welcome to Money Law, everybody. My name is Yaasha Sabba, and I'm going to talk to you today on how to make sure you enter your 40s the right way, with value that you can take with you into the next stage of your life. We're going to talk about how do you make sure you handle your assets in the event of a divorce. We're also going to talk on what kind of health issues can come up and how do you prepare for those. A lot of people don't like thinking about that because when you're 40, you still feel fairly young, but you also feel fairly aged. And then when your kids are going off to college, how do you change your investment portfolio? How do you change your savings plan? How are we going to cover all of that? Especially, you also might be caring for your parents now because they're deeper into their age too. Stay tuned. As always though, don't forget, I am just a licensed attorney here in California. Any information I'm giving you is for educational purposes only. It is not legal advice, it is not financial advice. I just want to make sure you enter this stage of your life well educated and taken care of. But in order to do that, you still need to do your part by reaching out to your local professionals, your financial advisor, your accountant, your insurance agent, your attorney, okay? So where do we even begin? Your 40s is a phenomenal year. Your family is aged. You don't have toddlers anymore. Maybe you still do and they're in their tweens or teens. And your parents are also starting to age. You're seeing it, you're feeling it. There's a lot that's happening at this stage of your life. And one thing to always remember, the moment you hit 40, it's time to recalibrate your invest, save, and spend ratio. Remember, you still want to invest 30%, save 30%, and spend the rest. But how are you doing that with your portfolio of assets? By this time, you have some money saved. You've probably got $100,000, $200,000, hopefully more in your retirement accounts. You have tens of thousands to maybe 100,000 in your savings. Maybe you own a home and you've got a lot more equity. You've gone through a refinance before. You've most certainly gone through economic highs and lows. So hopefully by this time, you know how to weather the storm, whatever comes at you. But this is the moment where you need to think long-term because you are at that age where health issues can come up, where college tuition and problems with your kids as adults come up, and problems with your family members, your parents. And if they don't have any assets, who's going to take care of them? Remember, the government is not a great resource to rely on because the government doesn't even give you that much money that matches the cost of living today. So what does that mean? That means you need to start working with professionals. If you don't have a financial advisor, if you don't have an agent for your insurance, an agent for your tax, or even an estate planning attorney, this is the time to reach out to them, make inquiries, learn from them, and start asking questions because you'll be surprised when you think you know it all. The tax code is massive. Nobody knows any one thing about it, and there's so many advantages you can have. For instance, if you want to start a company, if you're consulting, if you leave your career and go in as a freelancer, starting your own S-Corp as a consultant, or if you are deeper into your career, you have a W-2, you have a good retirement savings, what other investment retirement accounts can you do? A health savings account, a 529 plan. These are things maybe you thought of in your 30s, but it is certainly something you've got to think about in your 40s. After you've covered your investment growth, another thing to consider is what happens if you get a divorce. A lot of people by this time in their lives will have already gone through one divorce. Some people, fortunately, you are a happy couple, you're aging well and everything's going great and you guys are sticking together because of the kids. So there's another life milestone that we see is when the kids go off to college, that's when a divorce can happen as well. So if you're one of those individuals that happen to have gone through a divorce, something to remember is you need to update your beneficiary designations on your retirement accounts, your life insurance. You may even need to update your estate plan. What's that you say? You don't have an estate plan? How crazy are you? If you own assets, if you have minor children, you need an estate plan. This is my free legal advice to you right now. Anyone with a minor child or owns their own home, you need an estate plan. What's an estate plan? Creating a will, creating a trust. The reason you need these tools, these legal tools and documents, is because you need to take care of yourself and your loved ones in the event something happens to you. You might be thinking, and I hear this all the time, Yaasha, my life is easy. I just have one mortgage, I have a retirement account, and a little bit of savings. I'm not a multi-millionaire. I don't have a lot of money. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's about the legal process. If something happens to you and you're in a coma and no one can get access to your bank account to be able to pay your mortgage, they're going to court. When they go to court, who pays for that? At the same time, when they're in court, a judge, a total stranger, is giving someone, maybe someone you don't know, or maybe someone you don't want, full control and authority over you and over your money. Look up Britney Spears right now. And Britney Spears conservatorship. You'll hear it all. So something like that is not a fun position to be in, even if you need the help. This is where an estate plan can come in because you are the one designating who are the right people to take care of you. You're the one designating how you want your assets to be passed down should something happen to you. If your children are still minors, you don't want them getting your life insurance money outright. First, the government won't let them do it. So the government's gonna hire an attorney to represent your kids, and they're gonna put that money in a trust. Just one example. But if you have an estate plan, you can build in financial literacy for your loved ones. You can build in asset protection from your loved ones' creditors. There's a lot of really cool legal tools. And now you're in your 40s, you're at that stage where you can afford to implement some of these legal tools. Hence, you need to go talk to your professional advisors. Go reach out to an estate planning attorney and have a conversation. What we do at my firm is we have a family wealth planning session. We look at all of your assets. We look at what your life goals are. I reach out to your financial advisor to build a rapport and learn more about your objectives and how they're protecting you. And then we build an estate plan from there and we review it every 3 years thereafter. That's just one way of doing it. That's not the way it's supposed to be done. That's how I make sure that my clients, you are taken care of 100%. You're not my client, by the way. So something to keep in mind is updating your estate plan. If you've gone through a divorce, clean up your financial situation by making sure you don't have your ex-spouse still as listed as a beneficiary of your retirement account. I can't tell you how many times I'm having to deal with these little uh-oh moments. Why is the ex-spouse getting all the money? That's because you need to go and update all of that. It's not automatically done for you. Next thing to consider is if you get any health issues. Some of you might still have some pre-existing conditions that have arrived from your 30s or even before then. Others, you're starting to realize it just hurts to wake up every day. I know me, I'm in my 30s and I'm starting to feel the back pains. Soon, I'll start feeling the migraines when I hit my 40s. What do we do about that? You've got to get an exercise plan. You've got to become more active than you've been before. And the crazy thing about this is it's an uphill battle, because you'll have less energy than you've had before. So as a result of that, you need to start talking with more professionals. Your 40s is literally the decade that you start talking to professionals. That's the fundamental of it. Go find a physical trainer, go find a physical therapist, go find a masseuse, do whatever you need to take care of yourself, but learn from these people so that you can enhance your life. And finally, your 40s is probably gonna be the peak of your earning. Maybe going into your 50s, it'll also be the peak, but this is the time when you're really deep into your career and you're making good money. You still have plenty of room to grow, no doubt about that, but you need to really think about, as your money grows, what are you doing with your investing, saving, and spending? Okay, so that's all I'll leave for you today. As always, if there's anything I talked about, this is all high level stuff, all right? And I'm just putting it out there to just give people a kind of a purview of what you should be considering when you reach this stage of your life. But if there's something more specific you would like us to deep dive in for you, write that down in the comments below, and I will be happy to do that for you. Don't forget to stay tuned for our next episode, the 50s and beyond. What do you think is going to happen next when you are thriving and ready to retire? Yes, or setting up for retirement. Oh, no, I don't like that.